Hello, hello. Well, mine's on.
Is it okay? We good?
Are you good?
We're running.
Test.
Do you guys want to talk more about nicotine love
We'll start the show.
with nicotine talk?
We can just start the show.
Okay, all right. Welcome to Lisa Beats Your Meat. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a trio with us. It's me, your lovely founder, producer, director. I'm also financing this whole production. And we've got Jimmy. He's just basically here for commentary.
Yep. Hi.
And we have Amina with us tonight. She's been a guest on a couple other shows, and she's joining us.
So I was looking the other day and trying to listen to an old show.
Yeah.
They're not on.
Thank God.
What's it called?
Podbeans?
Podbean. Yeah.
Are they on Spotify?
I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna fix that if anyone's trying to go back.
Nice.
There were some gems out there.
All right. Well,
I was
But
on
it-
the meat socks episode.
meat socks.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love a good meat sock.
It's way back.
We should have meat socks tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you don't know, if you're not an early listener, a meat sock, which contrary to what it sounds like, is a meatball sub, because my stepson, he would come home from school and we'd be like, what did you eat for school today? And he'd be like, oh, they had meat socks. And we were like, I'm sorry, what? And he misunderstand them? He like, how do you
Yeah,
turn meatball sub into meat sock?
It was in like second grade.
He just didn't hear it right or
Yeah.
whatever. But he called meatball subs meat socks. I think he's a little soft about it, you know?
Still.
Like I feel like if I was like, James, we're gonna have meatball subs, he'd be like, or meat socks, he'd give me an eye roll, you know?
Well, I think he gets a kick out of it now, but
Maybe.
I don't even remember that one. What were
Yeah.
we talking about? You were on a few of them.
I have no idea. I know I mentioned pork.
Pork.
Pork meat socks. It must have been a meat episode.
Yeah. Well, that was a long time ago, but
It was
here
a
we
long time
are. We're all doing well. Amina is in law school now, kicking ass. You know, what did we do today? We built an outdoor bar, which
Yep.
is awesome for our backyard. I'm very excited. Actually, this is a vegan topic. We bought a new grill. So if you go to any sort of like home improvement store and there's grills, the new thing is having a flat top grill, like a
Like a
Blackstone.
griddle.
Yeah, like a griddle. And so we bought a Blackstone because our friends had one. You got to keep up with the Joneses, right? That's basically why we bought it.
Well, we were going to
Correct.
have some kind of grill, but
Well, let's be honest. Anyways, I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to grill or griddle things. And I tried to put some Impossible burgers on it today, and they all stuck, and all my artichokes stuck. It was a kind of a disaster.
it's brand new. I think you have to oil this.
Yeah, and we
Or
had
butter the
friends
crap
over,
out of
and
it.
it was like embarrassing because they were like, "You clearly don't know what you're doing."
Is it called a grill?
I
It's
don't
called a
even
griddle.
know. A griddle.
Because a
Yeah.
grill is like with
Grates.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's more of like, it's just a huge flat top.
Yeah, it's like how
But
most
can I-
things are cooked
Is
in a
it
restaurant.
like a? Can I like? Is it like a cast iron or not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like it literally is cast iron.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
Okay.
cast iron under a flame.
Mm.
It's very hot.
Well, I tried to make a bunch of artichokes on it, and I don't think those artichokes were done. Did you have some?
Oh, you try to use it today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those artichokes
They were
good.
done?
I thought so.
Okay, well, I worked from the outside in. I bet the inside out was probably a different thing. Did you have some of that horseradish dip?
Yeah.
It's good?
Delicious.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
Did you put
something went well.
oil on it?
I did.
Like a lot?
Not a
Or
lot.
you got to like soak it.
Soak it with oil.
Yeah.
Olive oil? But olive oil gets like,
Like butter.
no. Butter and olive oil both have like a low heat index.
go to,
Like
like,
they
a-
burn easily.
When you go to hibachi,
They're
they
using like a
squirt
vegetable
stuff
oil.
all over it.
Yeah, that's
They don't
like,
just throw it on.
well, I know, but those hibachis are using like a vegetable oil. If you use a butter or an olive oil,
It's gonna get smoky.
Yeah, they're gonna get too smoky.
Yeah. Well, whatever they use.
Okay, so I'll just figure it out. I'll figure it out on my own. Thank you so much for all that help.
Sure.
All right. Do we have any like food talk before that? Any updates on the train derailment? That's like apparently our thing now.
We have been talking about that. So
DeWine drank the water.
that was funny.
That was
so
pretty
the
good.
governor was in a kitchen, which I love to see.
Toasting the water.
I love to see.
Did you see
governors
this
in
video?
kitchens. No.
Oh, he was like, it was, I don't know, it was like prominent people drinking the
yeah.
water, being like, it's fine.
I do like it because,
It's
well,
propaganda.
yeah, it's just funny because you get what you ask for, then you're like, eh. Like a week ago, people were like, I want to see the politicians drink this water.
And then they drank it,
and
and
then
we
they
were
drank
like,
it, and we're like,
not enough.
nah, not enough. But yeah, I mean, I still think there's a weird, well, there definitely is in all society, a disconnect between the media and the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I love Twitter and social media. I hate it for other reasons, but I love it because you're seeing people who are literally
Like a raw reaction.
yeah, and they're convincing. They don't look like they're just trying to get attention. Like they are literally like, I don't feel good. I feel sick. I have a rash. My water is weird.
There's rashes?
And that's what people are saying.
Oh.
But then you do see like Mike DeWine and you see these guys standing there drinking the water. Like they were in this dude's kitchen. It looked like my parents' kitchen from like the 80s. And past it, like the guy's getting cups out. So they didn't have their own cups. You know, like one cup's like from like a minor league baseball game.
Right.
That's like plastic. One's like a glass. And they're passing them out. And the governor's.
One's from McDonald's
cheers
from
it.
like 1992.
Yeah, so it was legit, and they all drank it, and I don't
All
doubt
right.
that they're not testing that water and that it's not safe, but that doesn't mean that the air they're breathing or the water in a week or
It
the water
doesn't
a
mean
week ago or
that it's
Right.
over. Well,
But-
can I read this little bit from a really good article from The Independent? And it's talking about the systematic failures, but there's been a lot of chatter about the regulations that Donald Trump, relaxed during his administration, and how some of those deregulations could have led to the derailment. And this Independent article, it is called.
I think the
Train-
View was talking about that.
The View. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they were talking about.
Are you an avid View watcher?
Right.
I like their highlights.
They're it's a crazy show.
Joy Behar was like, and I don't care where you are politically. This was harsh. She was like, because it's a Trump county, and then she was like,
Yeah.
well, Trump deregulated some stuff, and this is what you get.
No.
If you guys voted,
You
for
voted
this.
him. This is your
That's
fault.
terrible.
That's pretty rough.
That's fucked up.
That's
Yeah.
really low.
Yeah, that's
Well, that's
like,
very
ooh.
pertinent to this article. So the article is train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah, Palestine.
All we know about affected areas and a cancer-causing chemical by Greg Grodsky. Anyways, the important part of this article is under the systematic failures, and it talks about how a couple different administrations did a couple different things. So former President Barack Obama passed legislation making it mandatory for trains carrying hazardous and flammable materials to have ECP brakes. But the order was rescinded in 2017 by Donald Trump. So ECP brakes, if I understand this correctly, would ECP brakes have reduced the severity of the accident? And it was thought that yes, that if they didn't rescind that probably.
Do you know
would've-
what they are?
Well, I'm getting to that. So, Mr. Trump is not the only president with a hand on the current state of the U.S. rail system. Joe Biden ended a rail workers' strike that would have pushed for an increased safety standards and an end of the criticized rail management practices that some argue may have contributed. Oh, I'm sorry. The PSR. I was getting the ECP and the PSR mixed up. The ECP, I think, is the
Environmental.
yeah, I
group?
think that's what you were talking about earlier with the heat sensor brakes or something.
Yeah.
That's what Donald Trump got rid of.
Well, these were cameras that would This is still in place. That's
so maybe that's not what I'm
that's
talking
more of an
about.
indication. So if it passes a camera that's a heat sensor, it just sends a signal to
Okay, maybe
the
that's
train
it.
saying, "Hey, you have a very hot axle," and that's what happened. One of these axles burned out, and that's what kicked this train off the tracks.
Okay. Well, this PSR, Precision Scheduled Railroading, is a new system that the railroads were using, and there was a strike about it from the Railroad Workers Union, and they argued that it was unsafe and that it played a role in the crash and may contribute to future crashes. PSR scheduling does not consider the entire train. It results in heavier trains being placed in the rear of the train, which can cause them to slam into lighter cars when the brakes are applied suddenly, causing a jackknife. Generally heavy cars have been placed at the head of the train to avoid that motion. Norfolk Southern in 2022 was actually celebrating their record train weighs and lengths. Because obviously, if you weigh more and you have more cars, you're moving more. It's more efficient.
More efficient, more
if
money.
you don't break down, it was a win if you didn't break down. But back to my point, Mr. Biden ended.
Mr. Biden.
I'm sorry, that was the article.
President
That wasn't
Mr. Biden? That's crazy.
That's what it's from the UK.
Disrespect.
It's from the UK. I'll just amend it. President Biden ended the labor action by signing a bill into law stopping the strike ahead of the busy holiday season.
That was so messed up.
The bill I'm about it's just this. I mean, I have some thoughts on this. The bill I'm about to sign ends a difficult rail dispute and helps our nation avoid what, without a doubt, would have been an economic catastrophe at a very bad time in the calendar, he told CNBC. So obviously these rail workers probably just got more money, but they were not satisfied these safety concerns they had with this PSR braking system or whatever. So Biden stopped that, which, how do you do that? You just give more money.
Are you hip to this rail strike?
I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm not. I heard about it. I don't know anything about it at all.
Well,
I remember people were like, railroad strike.
It was a big deal.
I guess at the end of
More
the
supply chain stuff.
It is a supply chain thing. And at the end of the day, like, I understand where Biden's coming from, that we use our railways a lot for logistics. And if you stop some of that, that's going to be, that has domino effects in the economy. So, like, I understand that. But if there was a takeaway from this, it's like everyone's like, Donald Trump is wrong for doing this. And I'm not saying he's not wrong, but Biden's also wrong. Obama's also wrong.
Yeah, it just
they're all wrong. Everyone's wrong.
Very political. And one of the things that made me laugh was, everyone's like, why isn't Biden going to the site? Why isn't Pete Buttigieg going to the site? And then Trump goes to the site while Biden's in Ukraine, which is a whole nother crazy story. And everyone's like, oh, Trump's America first if you're on the right.
Yeah.
And if you're on the left, people are like, oh, Biden's doing something more important, blah, blah, blah. And people are complaining that people aren't going there.
Either way.
So Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
Can he stop telling about how he's a mayor? Isn't he the head secretary of transportation?
Yeah.
And he's always like, his go-to is like, well, when I was mayor. And I'm like, dude, you have like a much bigger job. Like, you should stop talking about how you were a mayor.
He's the people's people.
You should pretend to be a bigger deal.
It's his only credential. Oh, besides being gay. Sorry. But that's what got him the job.
And a father.
He's a father.
Oh, yes. He breastfeeds.
No, he does not.
Yeah, he does.
No, he probably
There's videos.
He wears the contraption. There's actually not milk coming out of his boobs.
Excuse me.
It's different.
I'm just kidding.
It's different.
It's a little different. But anyways.
It's a little different. It's a lot different.
It's very different. But anyways, he gets there and he's just berated by people. The same people probably bitching that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And my thought is, and I'm, if you haven't figured it out, a little bit conservative. And I'm just like, you're bitching that this guy doesn't come, and then he comes, and everyone's sticking a phone in his face, being like, "Why weren't you here sooner? Why are you doing? You suck!" And I'm like,
I saw an article.
Go there early either.
I saw an article that was solely about the fact that he wore really nice boots there, like a whole damn ass article about like how he was wearing nice boots. I was like, this seems a little ridiculous.
I'd like to get back to a world where a disaster everyone's okay with. Like when Obama walked through Long Island with
What happened in Long
Governor, the big hurricane.
Oh.
And he walked through with the Jersey governor.
Chris Christie?
Chris Christie, yeah. People were upset about that, like, oh, this conservative governor with Barack Obama. But no, it was like, this isn't about politics. This is about an American city that is struggling, and we're a country that should be helping them. Mm-hmm. But everything's just immediate politics, and that's... And I was too in my brain, but then when I saw, nice and I don't like
just kidding.
Pete Buttigieg. I don't think he's a great transportation secretary. But the fact
awesome
that the guy
mayor.
shows up there and you just beat the shit out of him after you bitched that he wasn't there.
Yeah,
I'm just like, this is not. This is
well.
I mean,
and
I feel like people have all this pent up energy, and anger, and it's just gonna come out no matter what you do. It's just gonna come out as this is your fault.
This is somebody else's fault.
You can't do any good here.
Yeah, it's somebody's fault.
And at this point, where there's so many faults, like it's not being handled perfectly, so Trump swoops in and is like, well, he's the number one, like, I'm going to point the finger and tell that all these other people are doing this wrong. Now it's like a platform to be like, well, they're not. This is a situation where I can promote myself.
Yeah, he's
because
campaigning.
I'm doing better.
He bought so much McDonald's.
Yeah, so it's really,
What's his infatuation with McDonald's?
He's obsessed. He told the lady at McDonald's, like, I know this menu better than you.
That's not anything to be proud of.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not pro fast food besides the Burger King Impossible Whopper.
Yeah.
Which everyone should buy all the time because if they stop making it,
you're going to lose it.
I might not be vegan anymore. Mm-hmm. Just kidding. But anywho, the dude's pretty healthy.
I don't actually.
Did you know that he hasn't ever drank alcohol?
I did. I don't trust anyone who doesn't drink alcohol.
I mean, can you imagine him drunk though?
Oh my gosh.
He's never, been out of his regular mind, which is pretty crazy.
You should though.
How many people? I don't know anyone. I don't know if I've ever met a person
that's not ever drank
or smoked. Or smoked pot. Like, you've never left the reality that your brain creates. Like, it's cool.
My mom is that.
Never
Mom's
drank?
never done anything.
No, never.
Smoked, drank,
Absolutely
anything?
Not. No, not even close. And she's the craziest person I know, so it tracks.
Yeah.
So that works out.
Mm-hmm.
That is very interesting. Donald Trump Jr. is the same way. He never
doesn't drink at all.
And Donald Trump did because his father said, encouraged him not to. And that is a very strange. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but maybe it does make some people.
I think it's a bad thing.
I mean,
Saint Timothy, the saint that my son's church is named after, said, take a little break for some wine every once in a while.
It's interesting because, obviously biblically, Jesus,
break bread and drink some wine.
His first miracle was changing water into wine.
Good one. That was a good one.
I think the Constitution of the United States of America, which created the freest world that we live in the history of mankind, was dudes at a bar getting drunk. And
people just used to be drunk all the time.
They did. It was a wild world.
Like in war.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They drank from sun up to sundown.
It's a very weird thing.
I'm watching the show. Do you ever watch Ghosts?
Mm-mm.
Oh, my God. It's like a sitcom. I don't even know. I think it's on CBS, but I watch it on Paramount Plus, and it's just ghosts, and they're in this house, this Airbnb, and one of them is this lady from the 1800s, and she's always talking about how she's like, do you have any cocaine? I just need a little bit of cocaine. But she says it so casually that I think people in the 1800s just casually did cocaine all the time, which sounds insane.
Did you see Elon Musk was just talking about it, the most liked tweet in the history of the universe?
What was it?
It was his tweet.
About what?
It was right after he bought Twitter, and he tweeted, next I'm going to buy Coca-Cola and put the cocaine back in it.
Oh,
it's
really?
the most liked tweet in the history of Twitter.
That's pretty
crazy.
Funny.
Half of them are his bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, or him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a great segue to start our podcast. So today we're having a fun one. Another cute, fun.
I want to try some of this nicotine first.
Oh, I knew. Well,
Please
I tried
do.
to bring it up to you.
What
Talk
is
about
this?
it.
Okay, nicotine pouch.
Oh, it is a pouch?
It's a literal pouch.
It looks like...
It's dip.
It's not dip. No tobacco.
And
just straight zins.
You just put it in like.
You just put it up in your cheek. You let it sit there. You swallow.
Do you need a cup to spit?
No spitting. No spitting involved.
Hold on a second. Testing. Okay. You need to be louder.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
I need to project. So yeah, I did a lot of research on this when I decided that I needed to stop vaping.
Horrified.
And it's a nootropic, which.
What does a nootropic mean?
I think it's known as the smart drug.
Okay.
It's a brain stimulant. It's found in all sorts of things: caffeine, chocolate,
magic mushrooms,
nicotine.
Mm-hmm. This is like a synthetic version of it, and because of tobacco,
it's
and
got
cigarettes,
Jimmy.
In our history with it, nicotine as a nootropic is one of the most researched ones.
Is it minty? It's like burning a little.
Yeah,
that's
it's
fun.
citrus. It's citrus flavor, so it might be.
Okay.
The first time I tried it, it had a little burning sensation.
It's
but
burning.
It's burning.
Sorry.
Don't be a child, but it's.
You can say pussy. It's fine.
But no, it's really good. I enjoy it a lot. I need it now because I'm addicted to nicotine, unfortunately. But
it doesn't have any of the other.
No, none of the
stuff.
other effects, and it gets rid of my brain fog.
Really?
Interesting.
For sure.
And it's not bad for you.
It's not bad for you.
That's your.
That's my well-researched opinion.
It's ZYN, Zin.
Zen.
So nicotine.
Where'd you get it?
It's not the problem.
From the gas station.
Oh, really? It can't be good for you if it's from the gas station.
So they sell bananas at the gas station too.
Just.
We used to buy. We used to try to dip in school.
Know.
Sorry, it's burning.
Yeah.
We used to
drink some water.
I never liked chew. It was gross. But I liked the idea that you could do it
while you're doing other stuff.
Inside.
Yeah.
You can't light a cigarette up in class.
I did dip on my first date, and I threw up. I swear to God.
You're really just trying to please the men out there. Huh?
I don't know what the deal. Well, I was on a double date, and
your first date ever was a double date.
Yeah. Well, yes. So there was this cute boy, and I wanted to date him, and then there was this other boy who he just wasn't as cute. And then I had this friend, and she was like the hottest girl. She really was. Emily, I'm not even going to say her last name.
How old are we?
Sophomores. We were 16.
Okay.
She was really good looking. And my brother's class, both of these boys were from my brother's grade. So I knew them from my brother, but so they were like, get this guy to go out with Emily. And I was like, I can't. She doesn't want to date him. But I somehow convinced her. And then me and the other guy, it wasn't even like that serious. Like he wasn't interested in me. But this was it was a whole sham to get the guy that wasn't so cute to go out with the hot girl. And then we went to a playground because that's what you used to do.
Playgrounds, yeah.
That's what you used to do when you were in high school on dates. You'd go to playgrounds. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. And he gave me some dip. And then I went on the
like loose dip or like a flavor
like chaw.
pouch?
Like the chaw, you know?
Yeah.
Like loose, like a mulch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I obviously swallowed some of it because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I went on a tire swing, and then I threw up on my first date.
Yeah,
so
that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm really all around just like a miscongeniality over here.
We used to they came out with pouches like this eventually that had
of dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were called like a Skull flavor packs at first because the dip would get all over the place.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh, it was
my dad used to
disgusting.
dip.
And they were like minty. My brother was obsessed
This
with
is
that.
very minty, but the pouch would stay in your lip, but you still couldn't swallow it.
Mhm.
Can you swallow this?
You're supposed to swallow it.
Okay.
But this doesn't give you like
But
mouth
I remember like
cancer?
sitting
No,
in a
no
class
mouth
for like
cancer.
40 minutes and like
buzzed.
but no building up spit.
Oh my
Oh, God.
word.
And then get out in the hallway and just spit it into the water fountain.
Oh my! It's all, you should go to jail.
You couldn't swallow it.
Someone does that at my school. He dips in
That's-
class, and I'm like, "Why are you like this?" As I
Mr.,
pop the Zin in my mouth.
Oh my! That's
Mr.
horrifying.
I won't say his name. Science teacher at West. He had to have like gum surgery, but
Really?
all day. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Mr. Mo.
Oh.
He would drink coffee all day, but he was spitting into it. He wasn't drinking it.
Yeah, he walked around with the mug.
Yeah, he was spitting into it.
That's disgusting.
That's
So he was
really
chewing all day long, and but I mean,
he had
people.
mouth cancer.
He had mouth it. Yeah, he had to stop. He used to smoke too.
Wait a second. Is it mouth cancer or was it like a
Did have
surgery?
Both. I think it was
Oh,
like
God.
leading to mouth cancer, and they had to like take skin from elsewhere or something. I don't know, but a lot of people had that because chew just seemed like better than smoking because you weren't sucking something into your lungs. So people thought, and that's why vaping. I think like eventually people will be like, oh wow,
That's not so good.
But at the end of the day, I was telling Amina this earlier. I read an article that like Stephen King talked about when he quit smoking that he struggled with his creativity and his writing because the nicotine is a
Got him
stimulant
going.
that like, nicotine's an upper, right?
Yeah, nicotine itself is very brain stimulating.
We don't do any uppers.
No. Well,
Like-
we did mushrooms last night. Is that an upper?
No.
I think it's a depressant, right?
Oh, I
Isn't-
was not depressed.
We're just breaking that out. But alcohol's a depressant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a cigarette is technically
An upper. What else is an upper? That sounds fun.
cocaine, probably. I would guess.
Definitely an upper.
We
No.
don't do that, but
No.
it's just not because we can't.
I can't even
Not
drink
because
like
we don't want to. It's just we don't know where it is.
yeah. I can't even drink like a Coca-Cola.
A caffeine's
caffeine.
caffeine's
That's too
The upper.
much.
stimulant. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a nootropic too. So if you're trying to kick a dip habit,
Z
go with the Zyn.
Zin. Okay. You know.
I'm gonna recommend it to my sisters that are big.
Oh, did they
nicotine
vape?
addicts.
Yeah, they'd be down. Dip. You guys will put
They don't
stocking
vape. They don't
stuffers.
vape like they're
It's
not blowing out
adorable.
like pink clouds. They're like little like pops of nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
Not like they're not blowing out clouds or anything. I just said that twice, but
Anything.
no, it's interesting.
Okay.
I'm into it. We'll see.
Is
Maybe
it-
Is your
I'll-
mouth
Is
still
it still burning?
No, it's settling out, and I kind of
Do
like
you
it.
feel like a little buzz?
No, I just feel like
More
I like.
than the
I
mushrooms
feel like I
last
have
night?
like a flavor in me,
Oh, okay.
like a I don't know, like a breath mint or something.
That also buzzes you.
I don't know if I'm buzzing, but
It's not the same as like a cigarette where it hits you at once. It's just a mellow. It's mellow.
If people are addicted, this would be a good thing. I don't smoke cigarettes generally at
yeah, you don't
all,
need to add a nicotine.
So
addiction.
it probably
It's not like beneficial, like something you'd recommend adding to your routine. Or
No, I definitely would recommend adding
Well-
a nootropic to your routine.
What is a
Well,
nootropic
Amina's
even
in
mean?
law school, so she's
She
really.
knows what
Yeah,
she's
I know
talking
exactly.
about.
You should trust
What
me.
is a
Well, I mean, you're
nootropic?
also. I meant it in a sense that you're pushing your brain to its limits and having to constantly, think and-
Perform.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
what is
absolutely.
a nootropic?
I've heard of nootropics a lot. I don't know
What
exactly
is
what
that?
they are.
Like a prophylactic?
Yes, prophylactic.
I don't
That's
know.
something that stimulates your brain, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's just
Makes it
improves
stimulates creativity,
cognitive function.
It's a stimulant for your
Yes,
brain.
yes.
reduces like maybe stress, anxiety, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We'll give it a try. All
This
right.
is probably gonna be the best podcast you've ever heard.
Probably because, well, you should be doing it then. All right. Listen, today we're going along with our theme, our 3-part series of animals, animal events. Okay. So last time I talked about the 10 worst animal attacks. And this time we're talking about the 10 deadliest animals to humans. Okay.
All right.
Got it?
Okay, so not attacks, but things that will kill
Just
you.
the 10 most deadly animals to humans.
Oh,
Is
wait.
it a countdown? Because I know number one.
It's a countdown. You do know number 1?
I do know number
Can you
one.
give me a, what is it?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Skeeters.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah.
I don't know what a skeeter.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquito.
Oh.
That's just dad for mosquito. So, well, we could have guessed that one. But
You were
we're
born
gonna,
in Africa, weren't you?
I was. Yes.
That's
Well,
where they kill the
malaria.
most people, obviously. They don't kill
Yeah.
a lot of America. Oh, they do, but...
No, not in America more.
No, I'm just saying that they don't kill Americans.
No, it's malaria.
But they kill people around the around the world, mostly in countries that...
Save it for number 1. All right, number 10. All right. The hippopotamus, that
that was
lovely
the other one that I knew.
large. How much do they usually weigh? 1,500. Oh God, kg. What is that? 1,500
kilograms.
kilograms. What is that in pounds?
I'm
Anyone
gonna
know?
guess before you look it up. Look it up while I'm guessing.
2,400.
I would guess like hippo is probably a ton.
Well, that's at least
Or a
2,000.
half
It's
ton.
got to be more than that, right?
I'd
No,
say- I'd
not
say
a half ton.
Say
I bet
they're
it's more.
half ton, 1,000 pounds. They're not more than 1,000
Oh,
pounds.
you're so wrong. 3,300 pounds.
Jesus.
1,500 kilogram is 3,306 pounds.
That's about a car, I think. A car?
More than a car. All right, 500 deaths per year is the average a hippopotamus causes. Before we get to the small and deadly, let's start with the biggest. When you think of the deadly African wildlife, you might perhaps assume lions took the top spot. The actual fact, hippos kill more people every year. 500 deaths as compared to only 22 for lions.
Lions are pretty chill, though.
Yeah, isn't that just, I don't know what that is, though, because when you see a lion as a human being, I think our, like, primitive response to a lion or, like, a mountain lion or, you know, any sort of cat-like thing, we're like, fuck, that's a scary-looking thing. You don't have that same fear when you see a hippo.
I've never seen one.
Even
but
though hippos
I
are more
know-
dangerous.
I think that might be why they're more dangerous.
Because we aren't scared of them?
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
We don't
That's a good point.
look at them and be like, that thing's going to run real fast and kill me. But
Right.
they do. They kill more people than.
Lions.
Yeah.
A lot of things. So they are very aggressive and they're very territorial. People are either killed. I think they like charge people, or they get them under the water. They have large teeth, and it's certainly an animal you don't want to face. Where's
How are you
this?
coming across
Up
them?
against. Well, I think probably
Yeah,
dumb
where?
people who are on like safaris or something.
That's what
Only in the
I was
wild.
assuming.
They
Yeah.
have one of the strongest jaws in the animal kingdom.
Could you imagine like 3,300 pounds? Hungry hippo.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it ran into you, it'd probably kill you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, hit by a car.
Yeah.
Hit by a car going 20 miles an hour, you're in trouble.
You are in trouble. I
And-
love your
My input,
Your input. it's just so you.
it's just so logical and
It's
reasonable.
so logical. Yeah. All right. Number is
We have a buzz from this thing.
good for you. Number 9, elephants are the same score, 500 deaths per year. So I was actually listening to a podcast by.
Keep in mind, that's a low number.
500 is pretty low.
You don't have to be scared of these things.
I was listening. No, not at all. But I was listening to a podcast by Stuff You Should Know. Do you guys ever listen to that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good. It's
If you listen to
classic.
podcasts, you probably listen to
It's-
Stuff You Should Know.
It's a classic. And they had a podcast just recently about elephants, and the beginning kind of like intro was about how elephants are any elephant that a human interacts with, either at like a quote unquote reserve or a safe haven for elephants. All of those animals, if they are around humans, have been trained to be around humans, and they are therefore have been mistreated. And the ways they were saying that they are primed into behaving correctly, horrifying practices. Like, oh my God, one was like tying their feet together, like hog tying an elephant as they're a baby, or just beating them in general. But just like a little, reminder that if you go to, Africa or somewhere where there's, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Sorry, my son just dropped something. But if you go somewhere where there's elephants and you're hanging with them, odds are those animals they don't want to be there,
No.
That
Well,
sucks because
Yeah.
you think it's their disposition.
Mm-hmm. No. I mean, and they talked further about how elephants have a really kind manner with humans, which is adorable. But you know how you see like those elephants like paint and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Bad shit.
yeah, at our zoo,
that's
they
weird.
like
Those-
they take like a shower.
Yeah, those
You ever been see that one elephant like it
use
pulls a string so it like gives it a
Yeah.
shower?
that elephant was mistreated.
Well, it was
like-
born into that.
Well, okay, yeah, but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
all animals are meant to be wild.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
100%. None of them are meant to be in captivity.
I agree. You want me to go yell at the kids?
No, I think that'd be okay.
What's the next animal?
Pause it.
Okay.
But because of habitat loss and encroaching farmlands into elephant homes, the wild ones, they are coming to contact with humans more and more frequently, and it has led to conflict. One blow from an elephant is enough to kill. And around 500 deaths are caused this way each year. It's crazy, right? Trampled. Could you imagine being trampled by an elephant?
I mean, think of worse ways to go.
Really?
It'd be quick.
I don't think it would be. I think you'd get, your, lungs would get punctured and you'd probably just suffocate.
Probably like 10 seconds.
No, that takes a really long time to happen.
Maybe. I don't know.
Really buzzing over there.
Let's get worse.
Number 7, saltwater crocodile, which is different from a freshwater.
Do you know where they are?
Where is freshwater? Is freshwater
America,
in America and saltwater? I'm assuming that's like Australia, right?
I guess.
In their billabongs. Another deadly water dweller you'd want to avoid is a saltwater crocodile. Crocodiles as a group are quite deadly, killing around 1,000 people per year, which is actually not that many, Saltwater crocodiles, however,
kill more people.
One of the most likely to see humans as prey, although it's fierce, fast, and intimidating, being the largest living reptile. Crocodilians known. Males grow up to the length of 6 meters, which I think we said, what was the longest crocodile from our last podcast? It was 14 feet long. When pursuing prey through the water, they can reach speeds of 18 miles per hour, which is terrifying because I run at about 5 miles per hour.
Yeah.
5 miles per hour? Oh, probably even less than that. Yeah. 5 miles per hour is probably my average.
Swimming or walking?
Walking. Running.
Running, I think you could run. Well, if you're running a 10-minute mile.
Yeah.
It'd take an hour to run 6 miles.
I think the Zin just hit Jimmy. All right.
I'm doing math over here.
Next up is the roundworms, which I had never even heard of, but it's a parasite. So this is 2,500 deaths per year. This is a parasite that lives in the animal or in another animal. It's like a host animal. What's that called? Like a symbiotic relationship?
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good one. Symbiotic benefits both animals. Right.
It's a parasitic relationship then, right?
Yeah, one's sucking off the other.
I think it's called a parasitic. But I think there's actually another name for it. I'm not quite sure. The roundworm here is a parasite rather than just a vector like mosquitoes. So the roundworm actually carries it. Transmits when a person accidentally ingests their eggs, which is unfortunately when food or drink is contaminated by human feces.
Oh my God.
I think a lot of illness in our world is feces on food.
Yeah, I get that.
I think that's
So yeah, if you eat meat,
yeah,
you're gonna have more contamination. What if you eat when Chipotle had all those lawsuits and stuff?
Yeah,
and those contaminants, was that from feces? Mm-hmm. It gets into vegetables.
E.
It's
coli,
not just
E.
coli.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not.
I think that's all from feces.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And a little bit goes a long, long way.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of poop really, really ruins things.
I've heard that.
I think in most situations, a little bit of poop really ruins that. All right, the worms takes residence in the small intestines and use the body to stay alive, feed, and reproduce. So they're living inside your
There's
belly.
Nothing you can see or look out for.
You
can wash your hands and you can eat clean food. I don't think that's
Is this different than pinworms?
Because it says the genus.
What's a penworm?
Yeah, what's a penworm?
That's feces related also.
Penworm.
Yeah, I don't know much about.
Verse.
It's basically, it just results in your asshole itching really, really badly. And you get it from not washing your hands and eating and passing it on to other people.
And that's the sign. Itchy asshole.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think they're all under the roundworm, like origin.
That makes sense.
They all have the same.
Would like a parasite?
They're all they're all parasites.
Would fall under roundworm.
Yes.
It probably kills a lot of animals too.
It makes your butt itch.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Profusely.
That's
sound like you've
yeah, I hope you
experienced
haven't.
No, I've never.
Dear God.
I learned it on Reddit.
Oh, well, then it's fact. All right, so the resulting disease is Acesariasis, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's characterized by fever, abdominal pain, swelling, shortness of breath, butthole itching. It's so weird they wrote that. Just kidding. Kills around 2,500 people per year. So not too many, but now we're getting into the good stuff. Scorpions. Did you think? I mean, they scare me, but I didn't think they were actually that deadly.
I don't think they're that deadly. They're deadly, but
2,600 deaths per year.
I mean, I think compared to how many times people come across them, they're not that deadly.
If I saw a scorpion in IRL, in real life, I would lose my shit.
Well,
and it like was shaking its tail.
We have a lot of Australian listeners. They're probably just used to it.
What do they? I mean,
they come across some. They're like spiders in their house.
No
well,
way.
I also lose my shit when I see a spider in my house. So.
Yeah.
Scorpions are scary.
They're very scary, and they're deadly.
I'd be scared if I.
All right. Well, some of the most deadly animals are those that deliver venom. Unlike poisonous animals who secrete toxin, venomous animals directly deliver it to specialized body parts through a bite, or in this case, a stinger. Scorpions produce venom for the same reason that many species do, not to kill humans, but to subdue or kill their prey. However, the venom of 25 species of scorpion can be deadly to humans if you are unlucky enough to get in one's way. Stings often happen when scorpions are accidentally stepped on with bare feet. That's some outback bullshit right there.
That's why I said boots, because I think people stick their foot in a shoe or something.
And they get stung that way?
One's just in there.
Fuck no. Because they like to be in
like
holes.
You just surprised it and stepped on it.
Yeah, that's actually true. When I went to Costa Rica, we had to
When were you in Costa Rica?
And I went in high school.
What?
Yeah.
That's
AP Environmental Science class. We went to Costa Rica.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, with hens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about you guys went on that trip.
Good for you guys. All right.
It was great.
Anyways.
But yeah, you have to put your boots upside down before you put them on. Like, that's how they have these little racks where you put your boots upside down to avoid scorpions.
Would be scared the whole time. I don't think I would be comfortable. Yeah, that's a no for me. But for you guys, super fun.
Costa Rica's nice.
Just kidding.
I love Costa Rica.
All right, they use it as a defense mechanism after getting crushed rather than as an attack. Around 2,600 deaths a year are caused by scorpion stings. The most lethal in the world is considered to be the Indian red scorpion, which I'm assuming is in India, but that's also a no for me. Next one is assassin bugs. Do you even know what an assassin bug is?
I'm about to.
I did not know, and they have 10,000 deaths per year. Did you know? Did you know?
More than hippos.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up a picture of it.
I've never heard of that.
Well, oh my God, it says assassin bugs, and then it says Ohio. Are they in Ohio? This little motherfucker. Who would have think? Who would have thought?
It looks like a...
like an aphid.
Looks like a cockroach with big arms and legs.
It's like black with red, but it doesn't... It's like very unassuming. Doesn't look super scary. So the assassin bugs is another insect that spreads disease and death through its bite. And it's aptly named assassin bug. Some species of the Central and South American true bugs are responsible for sending Chagas disease, other tropical parasitic disease that kills approximately 10,000 people per year globally.
It's venom?
Their bite. So the species that do this are often called the kissing bugs because they tend to bite people's faces when they're sleeping. I swear to God.
Wow.
Isn't that gross? I need to look up, did the assassin bug, is it in Ohio?
I don't think it's in Ohio. You would have heard of it.
It said assassin's bug, Ohio.
There's not. If we have them, they're not killing people because we'd know about it.
It's not very tropic.
Oh, it says assassins are roaming around, but don't panic. This must be a different version. All right. The saw scalding viper. Oh my God.
What number is this?
Terrifying. This is number 3. Sorry. Just stepping all over everyone. The venomous saw scalding viper holds the most deadly snake in the terms of mortality. Snakes overall are high up on the list of deadly creatures, as snake bites are responsible for as many as 138,000 deaths annually. So they just lumped in all snake deaths into the saw scalding viper, but it's okay. The skull. This is so hard to say. Say it.
What is it? Skull.
You can't. You can't. First of all, you look funny because I can tell you have this thing in your upper lip. So you just
moving it around.
You look a little different, and I can't. I don't know.
Well, I shaved my beard off too. That's probably why.
So it's a whole different look. Can you say saw scalding viper?
Saw scalding viper.
It's hard.
Say it slowly.
Saw scalding viper.
Yeah, but say saw scalding viper. Saw scalding viper. Okay.
You don't have to say it like that.
The saw scalding viper is a particularly aggressive species, making it more deadly than the snake that is actually the most highly toxic, but also shy and inland taipan. How do you pronounce that? Taipan?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
But sorry, go on.
It's aggressive in nature, paired with its potent venom and its presence in highly populated areas make the saw scalding viper a snake to fear. I don't even know where they're located, though.
Are you moving on to 2? Because I want to guess.
Oh, okay. Guess.
I didn't think about what I would guess, though. Do you have a guess, Amina?
No, not at all.
I know mosquitoes kill the most people. So is it
Well, don't look. It's literally right here.
What's between a snake and a mosquito?
Can I tell you what the saw scalding viper is in? Dry savannas north of the equator across Africa, Arabia? That doesn't sound like a term I'm supposed to use anymore. Is that not? Are you cool with that?
Geographical
I think it's just what it's
location,
called.
Yeah.
The Arabian area.
You guys, I'm scared. I'm scared to speak. That's just how. That's where I live.
You're gonna get fired.
I'm nervous to say. I don't even think you're supposed to say Asia anymore. Oh, just kidding. In southwestern Asia to India and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka still a place?
Still a place.
So.
Okay.
I don't even know.
What do you think is number 2?
Is it a bug? Give me a clue.
No, it's not a bug. Then the first thing says, this one may surprise you.
How big is it?
Very small. But not so small.
Pit bulls.
Oh, my God. No.
Not that small? Or smaller than that?
Smaller than that.
Beetle?
It's not a bug.
We're moving on.
Oh.
It's number 8. I'm sorry. This is the third to the last one. I'm going backwards. This is number 3, actually.
Oh.
Their list was different.
Okay.
It's an animal, and it's small.
It's a snail. I'm going to just tell you.
What?
It's a freshwater snail. 200 deaths per year. This one may surprise you.
200,000.
200,000.
Okay, yeah.
More than 200,000 deaths a year can be attributed to a freshwater snail. This is because they are host to deadly parasites. So it's actually a parasite. In particular, the flatworms known as flukes. There are 24,000 species of flukes, and most of them are parasites or vertebrates like us and mollusks like snails. A particularly nasty one that is transmitted by freshwater snails is Shishotoma. The flukes live and develop with the snail and are released into the water. Humans get infected from the contaminated fresh water as the flukes penetrate their skin. It's also known as snail fever. After malaria, this is considered the second most socioeconomically devastating parasitic disease.
So how do you get it?
Fresh water, just swimming in fresh water.
Swimming in water.
A snail attaches to your body, and then the parasite is transferred over to your body through that snail attaching onto you.
So like a leech almost?
Yes,
like it's on
I
your
think
skin?
it's like a leech,
You don't,
yeah.
Or like a tick, you just don't notice it?
You don't notice it, yeah. I'm surprised ticks aren't on here. I'm scared to death of ticks.
I don't think they cause like Lyme disease. It's a long, like rough disease, but probably not
deadly.
Not immediately deadly.
Well, it's gross. All right, the second to last one. Do you want to guess? Did you look at it?
Is it an animal?
Yeah.
I want clues.
It's an animal. It's a big animal. It's
okay. Sharks? No, they don't.
It's a big animal. It's resourceful. It's skilled.
Humans kill people.
It is. Isn't that so corny? All right.
They put humans on the list?
Yeah. Number 2, 431 deaths per year. It's cliche, but aside from number 1, the most deadly animal is ourselves. Homicides count for an estimated 431,000 deaths a year, making us the far deadliest mammals. Our capacity for advanced tool use above and beyond that, all other animals has in some way been our downfall, leading to our complex weapons that we use to kill each other. What is this? Not to mention the destructive impact our activities have on our natural world, resulting in climate change. You can hear with this, which is already estimated to cause 150,000 deaths annually. So yeah, humans. And they say 431. That's just homicides.
That's just in Chicago.
Right, but that probably changes year to year. What's like it, like how many people were killed in Ukraine this year, in Russia?
Yeah, there's going to be half a million people
that earthquake just happened. There was a bunch of people killed. Like,
well, that's not humans killing people. These are deadly animals. But
no, this is humans. The 431 is humans.
An earthquake isn't.
Oh, right. That's
but like a person killing a person.
431,000
a year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it
seems
would be
kind of small.
Yeah, I think it would be much more than that.
I think that's not right.
I don't think the rest of the world have high numbers. Like, we are heavily producing homicides here in the U.S. Like, our numbers are high compared.
I guess 400 if all of them came from America.
400,000 is from the United States and 31,000 is from the rest of the world.
No, I mean, Google says 400,000 about a year.
Yeah. Well,
I would have thought that'd be much higher.
Well, it's just
the media.
This is just homicide, though. I mean, that's a lot.
I mean, when I wake up in the morning, if I fear something to kill me before I get home at night, it'd be another human.
Right.
Whether it's a car or usually a car, but a gun or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
but to know that's pretty low, to be honest.
Okay. Well, it's also just weird because I think we're humans,
Yeah.
Like, what other species kills? I'm gonna look that up. What other species kills their own kind?
Their own kind? I don't know. Probably not as much as humans.
Obviously.
But some do. Like, some animals eat their own.
Well, but kill
their own. Some animals kill their own families.
A ladybug. When threatened by a ladybug, the pea aphid will explode itself, protecting other aphids and sometimes killing the ladybug. See, that's just being nice. Another example is the Campotinus. It's the Malaysian worker ant, which is capable of dying by suicide by exploding. Okay, that's not really the answers I was looking for. Moving on to number 1, you guys have both guessed it. Mosquitoes. They are from 725,000 to almost 1 million people per year. The ultimate example of a very small animal with a very big impact. In terms of numbers of humans killed every year, mosquitoes by far hold the record, being responsible for almost 1 million deaths annually. That's not to say the tiny insects set out to kill, however. Rather than killing directly, mosquitoes are instead very frequently disease vectors, which means they just pass the disease on to people. That means that in the course of their feeding on human and animal blood, they incidentally transmit infectious pathogens carrying bacteria, viruses, and parasites from person to person. The mosquito-borne disease with the highest number of fatalities is malaria, a parasitic infection that is spread by female mosquitoes. The disease is so widespread and lethal that it has to have a massive impact on human history and even our evolution. Our evolution. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
How's it affecting our evolution?
It goes back to like dinosaurs.
The malaria?
Well,
Mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes.
You mean
and
like
things
Jurassic
that.
Park?
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Like if you're dying off by the millions, your blood probably eventually changes to hopefully combat that.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, but as bad things are just being carried from blood to blood, that's who's bringing it around.
Okay.
Picking it up and dropping it off.
Yeah. Well, mosquitoes, number one.
I remember
I would have guessed that.
Zika.
Zika.
When
I was so scared. I was pregnant with my
During the Zika
firstborn.
scare.
That was terrible.
No one wanted those babies with the small heads.
That was what it was. That was the only side
was
effect.
like
Were
hell.
they
Small.
flat too or just small?
No, they had a flat like forehead and they were small.
What are Zika babies doing now?
I don't know. But there was more side effects to just that.
Yeah.
Just the small head was one of them. But that was terrifying. And the media, I was scared to go outside. And then I was scared to use, bug spray because it has like chemicals in it.
Yeah.
It was just like all around. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't.
I'd be a survivor. I don't get mosquito bites.
Why is that?
That's something that's not been figured out. Do you get bit?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'm eaten alive.
Yeah, I'm like last summer going outside and counting like 30 on Bob's legs.
Yeah.
In like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Being like, geez.
Because we sweet.
I'm not, apparently.
People want to eat us.
Not me.
It's been a problem my whole life. Everyone just wants a piece of me. You know?
Struggle's real.
What can I
Jeez.
tell you?
Yeah, crocodiles are showing up at the door. And
I'm lucky to be alive at this point, to be honest.
I have not been
Yeah.
someone who gets mosquito bites.
Well, I wish I didn't. They're super annoying.
They should test your blood. Maybe it's the cure.
Yeah.
Well, there's like some people that just don't get it, and there's been like theories as to why,
Like your blood
but
type.
no one could figure it out. Yeah, your blood type or your diet or your...
I just like at a certain point in the summertime, I have to wear long sleeves and
My
like long
theory is,
pants because
like,
it's just painful.
My theory has been like sensitivity.
What do you
Like
mean?
I'm always surprised that, like, if a mosquito lands on me, I feel it and I hit it, and it's dead. Like, how do 40 things land on you and
No, I feel them.
bite you before you get a chance?
Oh, you just think you're Batman and have like cat-like reflexes?
No, I'm just saying I like feel them maybe quicker than someone else. Like
That-
a mosquito lands on you and gives you a mosquito bite. I don't know how long that takes. This is my this is my science.
How did you come up with an answer that literally insults everyone who gets bit by mosquitoes?
Why is that insulting that you
Because
might not feel a mosquito?
I'm not feeling the mosquito.
For sure. The bite is being felt.
Yeah, like it happens simultaneously. Your mosquito didn't land on you, have a thought, and then bite you.
Now, as soon as it lands, I know it's there.
Oh my
And
god.
it's a goner.
You're just
Well, they're not coming in head first, so they
Maybe-
definitely do.
They
pause.
land, but that's not long enough for Jimmy to have like spidey sense to be like, oh shoot, there's a mosquito on me, and like
Skeeter sense.
yeah, you don't have a skeeter sense.
We'll see. You know.
No,
it's
they
my-
just
it's my
don't want
theory.
your stanky blood, okay? You probably smell. That's probably it. You probably smell. And me and Bob's probably smell like a fucking pie. And they're like, they showered today.
I don't think that was an offensive theory that I had, but
You
fair
were
enough.
like,
A
you're
blood
slow. you don't know a mosquito's on you.
just don't feel it. I don't know.
I feel it.
I don't know. I don't know that I feel it every time. I just find a bunch of mosquito bites on me, and I'm like, well, shit.
I
Yeah,
feel it.
you didn't like swat off 40 mosquitoes.
Okay, I can solve this. Yeah, like Bob comes back with like 30 mosquito bites, right? If he's out for like an hour, with a tank top on, He's coming
Yeah.
back with 10 mosquito bites.
Yeah, we're not exaggerating. We've counted them. Like,
Yeah, that's the same with me.
dozens.
When I was younger, I went to the pool and this girl literally was like, "Do you have chickenpox? What do you have malaria? Like, what's happening to your back? Like, you look bad, you know? Or smallpox, I think was one of, like, it was like something's wrong with your body." And I was like, "No, those are just chicken bites or not chicken bites, mosquito bites,
Chicken bites.
like chickenpox, you
You
know."
may not feel the chicken bites either.
But anyways, if he gets bit or I get bit, 10 within an hour, are you swatting off 10?
No.
There's
So they're not coming for me.
They're not
It's a
coming
combo.
for you. Yes,
It's a combination.
That's
They don't know what's here
case
until they get here.
solved. That was a good one. The defense rests. Got you. You know.
Uh,
Okay.
Objection.
yes, thank you. Thank you.
Badgering the witness.
That I would be a terrible lawyer. I would be the most defensive.
Legally blonde.
Yeah, I would just be like,
She was great.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be like that. I would be so mean, and like when I would lose, I'd be like,
There'd be
"Fuck
so
this
much
judge,"
There's
you
so
know.
much
Your Honor, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
so much contempt.
Serious. Yeah, wouldn't go well. All right. Well, that was it, right?
Hey, we're at an hour. I think that was perfect.
Okay.
I know what to be scared of.
Deadly animals.
Mosquitoes
People.
and assassin
Oh,
bugs
People.
People.
and people.
Murders.
Murders. Be some homicides.
I don't think they counted car accidents in that because I think
Homiciders.
it'd be much higher.
Definitely.
It had to be homicides.
Yeah, isn't
Like
like
an
the
int-
number 2 death suicides? Isn't it like heart disease and then suicide?
I think auto accidents are up there, actually.
Auto accidents are, yeah.
But suicide was the number 2
Of
killer
Keller.
of children.
Of
Oh, God.
children? I thought
Yeah.
it was guns, or that was like just the other day. That was like young children.
Right now it's fentanyl and opioids, and that's the most. It's gonna kill the most people right now in America. Past car accidents, which for the first time in history, drugs have passed.
It's only like 30,000 people die from drugs a year.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
way
That's
more.
That's not correct.
Whatever it is, it's the highest it's ever been in the history of this country. I say that to my son, or our son, that or I used to say it to my students. Like when I was in school, people said, "Don't do drugs; they're bad. They'll kill you." And we'd be like, "Ha ha ha ha."
Mhm.
And I would tell my students like it actually wasn't true because we did drugs and no one was dying. But now, literally, you could do a drug and it'll kill you.
Can you look
Like
up?
you need to know what drugs you're doing
Well,
if you're
that-
gonna do a drug.
Absolutely. That 30,000 number doesn't make sense because it's like, how many people do you know have died by homicide? Not that many, but you know a few people who have died by fentanyl.
Yes, everyone does.
So it has to be higher.
Okay, but I'm not. I mean, I'm just looking at it. I'm just looking at actual figures and facts. Okay,
And what do you got?
I'm not seeing. I don't know. Can you specifically look on your phone of how much, how many overdoses
Overdose deaths
over? Yeah,
in America or
we can do America. This is for the U.S. For the U.S., I have heart disease at 695,000, cancer at 605,000, COVID at 416. I think this is from 2019, which is obviously skewed.
yeah.
Accidents 224,000, stroke 162, chronic respiratory disease 142, Alzheimer's 119, diabetes, chronic liver, neurosis.
2021 107,000 drug overdose deaths.
106.
80,000 of those were opioid
Opioids.
opioid
Hold on.
related.
Well, why isn't it on the WHO then?
I'm looking at the CDC.
I'm on the
I know there's so many
NIH.
different variables to this, but drugs are bad. They'll kill you. That's the know where you're getting your drugs if you're gonna do some.
Yeah, they have fentanyl strips now.
The
Continue rise.
thing about fentanyl and opioids is it's like a progression. Like someone who's an opioid addict takes fentanyl, it's perfect for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get clean for 2 months and then go back to that same dosage and it kills them.
Right. It's not fentanyl related deaths. It's overdose.
Yeah,
related
yeah.
Deaths.
Like, didn't Mac Miller die? Sorry, change it. I think that's what killed him. But like, people who recreationally use drugs and they got one that had more than their body could handle, where previously you can't like smoke yourself to death. You can't. Even cocaine, like you'd have to do a lot of cocaine to kill yourself, but you're progressing through that drug until you get to an overdose. Where today you just get something that has too much in it and you're dead. Or you're just gone.
Yeah, and you didn't expect it to be in it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not something you knew was in it. You're getting a drug
drugs
you didn't know.
responsibly.
Fentanyl strips.
Yeah, but you didn't used to have to.
Fentanyl at
Well,
all.
No, they're the strips to test for fentanyl.
If it's in it, yeah.
I mean, like a little fentanyl.
No. Not for you.
Just kidding. But I'm also confused because I looked up the CDC and I said this article is leading causes of death. And it says what I listed to you: heart disease, cancer, COVID, accidents, stroke. Accidents? Unintentional? Maybe overdoses are in accidents? Because it is an accident. It just says unintentional injury. So I'm wondering if that's car accidents and overdoses, because that's kind of interpretive. It's kind of a subjective title.
Maybe that's just not something they're dealing with.
What do you mean dealing with?
In whatever your article is.
I would be confused why the CDC is not reflective of an overdose number. So they have to account for those numbers somewhere. They can't just not account for 92 or 106,000 people dying a year. They don't have it in the leading causes of death. So I'm wondering if accidents overdoses are included in accidents. I bet that's it.
Yeah, possibly.
I bet that's it.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Look out for animals and fentanyl.
Well, Fetty, that's what they call fentanyl, Fetty.
Is that what
Do they?
Does anybody do fentanyl like
on purpose?
On purpose?
Our old worker did.
Who?
John.
Oh, he does that on purpose.
Yeah, because he has a tolerance. It's like
because he can do so many drugs.
It's like heroin.
You got to work your way up.
Yeah, it literally is heroin. It's like
he's top
it's
tier.
easier to get than heroin does the same thing, and if your tolerance is high enough, it'll give you the same sensation as heroin, but it's easier to get your hands on.
And I don't think you need that much either.
Yeah. No, some people can, but like I said, the problem is if you're a fentanyl addict and you get off fentanyl, and then you go back on it, it'll kill you. If you go back to the same dosage, it's a progression.
Oh. Well,
like
I don't want to do fentanyl.
Busting somebody touches it,
for the record.
It could kill them.
That's actually not true.
No, you can't touch it and die?
That's a huge misconception.
Really?
What happens?
For sure. Nothing happens. I remember seeing a video of a cop like seizing because it was like in the air. That's just not how it happens.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video like in Columbus of something like that. One of our police officers.
Well, how did they get it then? Did they get like poked?
Maybe
I've heard of some cops like getting sick from it. So,
but it's definitely not from skin to skin contact.
you have to. Well, that one, yeah, because like, what kind of awesome drug would that be if you just like you walk into the room and you're like, I'm high,
Exactly.
That'd be awesome.
I'm talking
You just
about
had
dying.
rooms of drugs. You're just like, this is my drug room. Just come on in here and you'll get high. That sounds amazing.
It's in
Okay.
the vents.
Yeah. You just absorb it through your pores.
I gotta pee. Wrap it up.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, and subscribe. And Jimmy will do the next one.
Yeah, and don't give us your feedback.
Yeah.
Just don't correct our awesome science.
Okay.
But no, the next one's gonna be about dairy.
Okay.
We're talking about food and veganism in terms of what we're ingesting into our bodies.
Okay.
Is dairy that bad?
It's so bad. So bad.
Tune in.
It's so bad, but also, like, I do think there are some people that can have it in moderation. I don't want it because it's ethically wrong for me. But
yeah.
like purely, like this is just my opinion, but
Yeah.
purely on a health thing, I think in very little moderation, it's probably probably be
Well,
okay.
We've talked
But
about this.
ethically, I couldn't do it.
The longest living people do consume fermented dairy.
Right.
Like fermented
Yeah.
goat's milk and
That's a big
fermented.
thing.
Right. That's what I thought. Dairy has been around for a very long time.
Yeah, but it's
You
more of
can-
like a necessity, though. Like it has so many nutrients and it does keep people alive.
Yeah.
But if there's an option to not consume it, I don't know. It's helped my body. Our kids have never had it, so we'll see how they turn out.
Yeah.
But,
I'm just on an ethical thing. I could never
Yeah,
take it
we'll
from
cover,
a cow.
We'll cover
Maybe
both
if I
sides
have
of
a
that.
cow, because I do plan on living on a farm someday soon. So when I own a cow, and I don't know, like if my, if
Nah, it would
if
fuck you
there's
up so bad.
milk,
It would fuck you up so bad.
oh, like unpasteurized milk, yeah, that probably.
Yeah.
Raw milk.
But I'm saying like I could pasteurize. I don't know if I would even want it though. If it was from my
Well,
own
it's
cow,
like anything.
it's weird. That's like they'd be like, hey, do you want a glass of my breast milk? It'd just be weird.
Yeah.
It'd just
Well,
be
I mean,
weird.
We'll get to this when we cover it, but it's like anything. Whether it's, I don't know, a cheeseburger, a Beyond Beef burger, or an Impossible Burger from Burger King. I'm not going to say don't eat those, but don't eat them every day. The problem with dairy is it's become part of all 3 meals every single day for people. And I think that's where it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
same with anything, whether it's nicotine
Zin.
pouches or a cigarette or a beer or driving fast. Like, don't do it a lot.
Yeah.
Because everything in moderation, especially food and the things that we decide to consume every single meal, I guess is the problem, I guess.
Well, thanks for listening, beaters. And, you go have yourselves a nice vegan day. We'll see you later.